On the day I was born, said my father, said he, I've an elegant legacy waiting for ye. 'Tis a rhyme for your lips and a song for your heart, to sing whenever the world falls apart. Look, look, look to the rainbow, follow it over the hill and stream. Look, look, look to the rainbow, follow the fellow who follows a dream. So I bundled my heart and I roamed the world free, to the east with the larks, to the west with the sea. And I searched all the earth and I scanned all the skies, till at last I found it in my own true love's eyes. Look, look, look to the rainbow, follow it over the hill and stream. Look, look, look to the rainbow, follow the fellow who follows a dream. Follow the fellow, follow the fellow, follow the fellow who follows a dream.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. So this is this is certainly not my first time singing here in the Napoleon Room. A few years ago, right before I moved to Boston, Brian Patton happened to catch me in an act at the Boothbay Opera House and said, I heard you're moving, and on Wednesday nights we do this thing called Broadway Hump Day. And about 2 years after I finally gathered the courage to come in, I have become a devotee of the Broadway Hump Day, along with several people in this room. Zach over there definitely being one of them, and maybe I'll get you to do what I'm doing tonight up here sometime. So that is also, that song, Look to the Rainbow, is one of my absolute favorites and probably the only traditional song I will be singing this evening. So this next song is a song that I sang. I am not a traditional leading man. At this point, I never will be. But I did have the chance to do this a few years ago, and I thought if they're willing to cast me in the part, I'm willing to sing it. And this is Lost in the Wilderness from Children of Eden. I never made this world, I didn't even lose it, and I know no one said it was fair. But they had a garden once, they had a chance to choose it, they gave it away, including my share, and now we're lost in the wilderness, lost crying in the wilderness. And if anyone's watching, it seems they couldn't care less. We're lost in the wilderness. You follow all the rules, you swallow all the stories, and every night you wish on a star, dreaming your day will come, trusting in allegories, and every morning, boy, look where you are, lost in the wilderness, lost and slowly lying in the wilderness with no chance of living, boy, until you confess you're lost in the wilderness. Don't you ever watch the eagle fly to the sun and wonder how he got to feel so free? If you ever have, you know your journey's begun. Hey, what have you got to lose, boy, when already we are lost in the wilderness? And where you're headed, boy, I couldn't even guess, but off we go without a warning, running as we hit the ground, where our future lies in mourning, where our hearts are outward bound, till one bright and distant morning we may stop and look around, and there in the wilderness finally we'll be found. Doing two things at once. I certainly wouldn't be here tonight if it weren't for a lot of people, and we know that any artist that gets here doesn't get here just because of one person. Tonight alone, I have Kim and Brian and John. I have colleagues and friends here. But this is a song that I think I fought with my voice teacher the most over in college. And I didn't get it. And I think when you don't get the song, it takes a long time. And it wasn't until a time that wasn't my favorite time in my life that the song kind of came back to me and I went, oh, okay, that's what he was asking me to do. So. This is a really beautiful piece. I would say this is much more a art song than it is a musical theater song. But the song is by Craig Carnelia, and it's called Flight. Let me run through a field in the night. Let me lift from the ground till my soul is in flight. Let me sway like the shade of a tree. Let me swirl like a cloud in a storm on the sea. Wish me on my way through the dawning day. Wanna flow, wanna rise, wanna spill, wanna grow in a grove on the side of a hill. I don't care if the train runs late, if the checks don't clear, if the house blows down. I'll be off where the weeds run wild, where the seeds fall far from this earthbound town, and I'll start to soar. Watch me rain till I pour. I'll catch a ship that'll sail me astray. Get caught in the wind, I'll just have to obey till I'm flying away. Let me leave behind a shell. I don't know, but maybe I'm just a fool. I should keep to the ground, I should stay where I'm at. Maybe everyone has hunger like this, and the hunger will pass, but I can't think like that. All I know is somewhere through a clearing, there's a flickering of sunlight on a river long and wide. And I have such a river inside. Let me run through a field in the night. Let me lift from the ground till my soul is in flight. Let me sway like the shade of a tree. Let me swirl like a cloud in a storm on the sea. Wish me on my way through the dawning day. I wanna float, wanna rise, wanna spill, wanna grow on the side of a hill, wanna shift like a wave rolling on, wanna drift from the path I've been traveling along before I am gone. Thank you. This is such a treat. It's so much fun. I love to get up here on my Wednesday nights, but to be here in the room and get to do a couple in a row is
Number after number.
So, in keeping with songs that have weird high passages, music people. I've got that. Thank you. You'd think I have a Bachelor of Fine Arts. I don't want to be the obvious one that points out that I kind of went with a theme tonight, but I did do some really amazing travel this year. And in particular, the month of June, I was on the road a lot. I went to the Panhandle of Texas, which is very flat and very different. There's like no trees. It's super weird. But I also had the chance to go to China for work. And that was an experience I never thought in my entire life I would probably get the chance to go there. And for those of you that don't know me, my day job is I work at the Walnut Hill School for the Arts out in Natick, Massachusetts. And we have a number of international students. And I think it's so interesting to be able to put yourself in their shoes and to understand how travel, it does transform us and changes us in so many ways that we can't comprehend. And even just a week overseas was an incredible piece. And you find that it distills. You can miss like pizza, you can miss like a decent martini, but it's shocking what you actually miss when you get over there. And before I sing this, I'm gonna get some water because it's a high one. And so, in keeping with all of this travel, this is what kept me grounded, and this song played in my head, so I figured I had to sing it. And I'm thrilled to sing it with Mr. Wonderful Brian Patton. Thank you, Brian. And there was something in the desert. There was some place wild and green, and a child in a village I passed through. And there are places that I've traveled, and so many things I've seen, and it all fades away, but you. I was sliding down a mountain. I was burning in the sun. I was crying with amazement at the view. I was capturing a moment, but when all is said and done, I've sailed across the oceans, past the rivers and the farms. I have on a never-ending quest for something new. And the only thing that mattered was the 4 days in your arms, and it all fades away but you. It all fades away, it all fades away, it all fades away but you. There's one thing that's eternal, that cannot be torn apart. There is one thing that remains forever true. Past the thinking, past the breathing, past the beating of my heart, it will all fade away. But you, it all fades away, it all fades away, it all fades away. But you, it all fades away, it all fades away, it all fades away. But you, oh, but you, but you. You.
Thank you.
This is so much fun. I have one last number for you all tonight, and it's a song that, again, kind of popped out of nowhere. I'm not going to go into a lot of depth explaining it. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece that I've heard now by 3 different artists while I was rehearsing for this show. But I'm going to put my own spin on it. This is Shiver Me Timbers. I'm leaving my family, I'm leaving all my friends. My body's at home, but my heart's in the wind. And the clouds are like headlines on a new front page sky. My tears are salt water, the moon's full and high. And then old Joe Conrad would be proud of me. Many before me have been called by the sea to be up in the crow's nest, singing by its Shiver me timbers, I'm sailing away. And the fog's lifting, the sand shifting, I'm drifting on by. Old Captain Ahab ain't got nothing on me. Oh, swallow me, don't follow me, I'm traveling alone. The water's my daughter, I'm gonna skip like a stone. Oh, please call my family, tell them not to cry. My goodbyes are written by the moon in the sky, saying nobody knows me, I got no reason to stay. Shiver me timbers, I'm sailing away. And the fog's lifting, the sand shifting, oh, I'm drifting on out. Oh, Captain Ahab ain't got nothing on me. Oh, swallow me, don't follow me, I'm traveling alone. The water's my daughter, I'm gonna skip like a stone. Please call my family, tell them not to cry. My goodbyes are written by the moon in the sky, saying nobody knows me, I got the reason to stay. Shiver me timbers, I'm sailing away.